have Echo John and Nicholas. Thank you so very much for hanging on. We truly do appreciate you. And let's get talking on the tax thing. I would love you to speak to me as someone who is a socialist, a Marxist. What's your take on taxes? Do you think your ideology speaks to citizens paying taxes? If it is, how do you think they can do it such that everyone will be happy?
Well, thank you very much. I think the first thing to say is that let's even look at what Oyedele is saying, tax filing. What is tax filing? Tax filing is the process of submitting requested financial documents and information to tax authority, right? Detailing, income and taxes owed or any other deduction or credit applicable. The process will allow the government to assess the correct amount of taxes an individual or business must pay in accordance with the local, state, or federal tax law. Tax filing, of course, according to them, is critical. It's critical part of tax compliance process, and it helps ensure that tax obligations are met in a timely manner. That is tax filing. That is what Oyedele wants. But the point is this: while you are asking for tax filing so that you can make people compliance with taxes, to know how much they are earning, so that you can know how to tax them accordingly. The point is that as Marxists, we are insisting that Nigerians are already overtaxed. That all the essentials amenities that the government is supposing or is supposedly wanting to collect tax on now, that it feels that when it collects taxes, that is when it can provide it in abundance. Like water, road, well-funded education, functioning healthcare, just name it, agriculture, all the social amenities. These are things Nigerians are already doing for themselves. I just told you here now in my community in Ogun State, in Ijebu-Ode, we bought our own transformer. We pay monthly due for the maintenance of that transformer. And when it gets spoiled, we also pay for the repair. That is one. As I speak presently now, I'm sure it's also applicable everywhere. There is no pipe-borne water running anywhere, whether in Lagos, the so-called mega city, in Ogun State, or across Nigeria. Roads that government is supposed to be constructing, most roads across communities and villages are done on the basis of self-help. So, if Nigerians are already paying for all these things, why do you now want to tax them again? Or in any case, if you say, because government say they are not increasing taxes, why do you want to widen the tax net to make sure that a lot of people are compliant? There's tax compliance. Everybody now pays tax. The reason why they are doing that, sir, is not for altruistic purposes. Why they are doing tax compliance, we're trying to widen the tax nest, is to make resources available for the opulent lifestyles of the ruling elite. It's pure and simple, sir. Before they remove fuel subsidy, what was the argument against fuel subsidy? They told us that the moment fuel subsidy is removed, the incomes that we are able to recover, that we are able to recoup as a result of removing that subsidy, those money will be used to better our life. Sir, today, the opposite is the case. Punch just reported this morning that the state government across the federation share over 9 trillion naira from the federation allocation, from the federation account and allocation commission. Why the states are making more money, the citizens are getting poorer. Cost of living crisis, food inflation, hike in school fee, just name them. Basic necessity have become, it has become something Nigerians cannot lay their hands on, and yet Nigerians the government are making more money. The federal government, the same thing. Local government, the same thing. Local government was allocated over 5 trillion in the same period of 2035, while the federal government itself had over 7 trillion naira that they shared among themselves. And what have they had to show for it? Disenchantment, hunger, poverty, mysteries. And in the midst of all this, they still want to widen the tax net. As masses, we are saying that if they must tax, let them tax the big corporations. Let them tax the rich individuals who have enough resources. In fact, there was this study that was done by Action Aid that said that just 5 Nigerians, wealthy people, their wealth alone is enough to provide free water, free health, and a lot of social amenities for Nigerians. All these kind of people should be taxed. The tax should be progressive. All these people should be taxed.
Yeah,
and that money should be used to better the life of workers and poor people, rather than burdening us with taxes.
Yes.
We are paying enough already. Is it levy? They collect shop levy, they collect drivers permit, riders permit, emission permit, school permit, environmental permit. Name them, all arrays of taxes and levies they have been collecting in each state of the federation. Of course, they also paint a picture of making the tax progressive, and that anybody that less than 800, from 800,000 down will be exempted. We are saying that 800,000 naira in Nigeria of today, as a result of inflationary crisis as we have it, cost of food, cost of transport, 800,000 naira, to say you are going to tax less than 800,000 naira is out of it. We are demanding that if you must tax, they should tax workers that earn that is what people that are earning 200,000 naira a month is people they should start to tax, not those earning 800. Because why? Even the 200,000 naira at the end of the day, you remove rent as a result of high cost of rent now. Food crisis. Just name them. At the end of the day, you see that 2.4 million that they are earning to 2.4 million naira that to be taxable as against the 800 naira.
Yes, but what was your take on this? The federal government had always insisted that its desire is to tax the rich. But we all know that taxing the rich in Nigeria is not where the problem is, because Dangote does not care if he is taxed. Elumelu, Femi Otedola, Bua Cement, and many other blue chip owners are not scared of the huge taxes, because they know the poor people would help them pay for it, because their products will trickle down to the lowest sachet of water, making the poor equally pay for their taxes. So how do you think we can better tax the rich without having it cascade to the very poor that would end up paying the taxes on behalf of the very wealthy in the society?
Exactly. That is the problem. Because most of the taxes that will be placed on those corporations or those big business, at the end of the day, to be passed down to the worker and poor masses through VAT added tax. Even the bread that the poor people will eat, in the final analysis, they will have to pay taxes on it. And that is why we are insisting that Nigeria has enough money as we speak to better the lot of people. To ensure that money is invested in education massively, to provide free and qualitative education to all who are ready to go to school. Invest in agriculture massively to make food available to all so that food can be cheap. Invest in road infrastructure, in hospitals, just name all the social sectors, you invest in there. There's enough money to invest so that if you eventually tax the poor, the rich now, and they want to pass it down, the effect will be minimal. Because why? the basic necessity would have been guaranteed by government. So if passing down that tax, it effect might not be much.
Are you still there?
Hello, I'm here. I'm here. I'm with
beautiful.
you.
Yes. So I would love to, my final question to you is this: President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has asked Nigerians to hold their governors responsible, that he gives them as many money as they would want to, and like you have said, reported from the Punch newspaper, 9 trillion is going to be, given to all the states plus the federal government equally. So, do you think, knowing that development is at the grassroots, that having this money distributed to governors and local government areas, don't you think that is the best bet to ensuring that democracy or development gets to the grassroots, that provision of pipe-borne water? The federal government cannot leave what it is supposed to be doing at the center and coming to one local government to lay pipe-borne water there. It is the local government that should do that. So don't you think that the process of allowing money pass through the state and local government is the only way the federal government can reach out to the vulnerable in the society?
Thank you very much. In answering that question, I will quote the president himself when he was the governor of Lagos State. In trying to badmount Jonathan's government, Bola Tinubu said, and I quote, he said, bad fish will start to get rotting, or will start to get, smelling from the head. Did you get that?
Yes.
That fish get rotting from the head. Are you with me, sir?
Very well.
Thank you very much. So the same way, it is, when rain falls, the moment the rain pours on the head, it gets down to the foot, isn't it?
Very well.
Thank you. So it's not just about holding a local government or state government accountable. It is holding the governments accountable, governments, both state, local government, and federal. The point is that
Can you hear me? All right, I think we're having a bit of a challenge there from our network. We hope that Ekujo Nicholas would come back and let's have this discussion, because it's quite becoming more interesting. Knowing that the federal government has insisted that we should hold our leaders accountable, which means that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is exfoliating himself from the responsibility. But Ekujo Nicholas is saying, according to what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has stated when he was referring to Goodluck Jonathan, that the fish starts getting bad from the head. If the head is rotten, then the whole body would follow suit. I sincerely believe that that was said by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and hope that he who has said that would equally work with what he has said, as not to indict himself. Are you there, Mr. Ekujo Nicholas? All right, I think we have to let it slide now, and hopefully next time. Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, please, can you finish up on your thoughts? Because I was waiting for you to explain better on what you said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had told President Goodluck Jonathan, and him indicting himself now with that same statement.
Yes, that the fish, yes, that the fish start to get rotting from the head. So the point is that it's not just the local or state government alone. The federal government is also inclusive. In fact, it is the program and policies of the APC government that of government and local government presently. APC is implementing all these policies and programs of the federal government. So it means that the 3 tiers of government, they are in cohort in implementing all these anti-poor policies that ensures that money is never available to meet the needs of the people. It's not about holding, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu telling us to hold our state or local government. It's an escapist, position. It's an alibi to cover its own failure, the federal government failure, and the failure of APC as a party. And that is why we insist that until we have a party of the poor, workers, market women in power, that we implement a socialist program of national economy, placing under the democratic control and management of workers in order to free up resources that are presently trapped in the hands of all this political class to meet the need of the
Are you still there? All right, I think we lost Echo John Nicholas again. We sincerely hope that next time, possibly, when we have him, we might get our connections working fine. You know, this is part amongst many issues that we have in Nigeria. In 2026, ladies and gentlemen, when the world is moving supersonic, lots of people are craving towards 5G, 6G and 7G and many other Gs to ensure that communication is better. In Nigeria, we're still suffering from lack of communication, which is affecting all and sundry. And the question is, how can we as a people, as a country, grow when we do not have more than enough technology to help life become better, to help leadership lead well, to help followership follow well, when we have scarcity of all of these amenities as a result of deficit of leadership, deficit of those in governance, then it tells bad on the generality of Nigerians. What affects one affects all. Unfortunately, we have pockets of leaders who do not care that much, who are more fixated on taking care of themselves and their families and their cronies, and not the rest of Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to every single one of us, and it is our responsibility to make it better. That's my take for today, and I hope that you enjoyed our show. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Gubike. Have yourself a splendid day. God bless you. God bless Nigeria, and I'll see you on another episode. Bye-bye.